Stop what you're doing, horror fans, because this right here might be the most emotional goodbye in horror movie history. Final Destination, Bloodlines didn't just bring back the chills and thrills, it brought tears. And no, not from the jump scares. We're talking about the legendary Tony Todd, giving us one final haunting performance as the mysterious William Bludworth, only this time, it hits different. You ready for goosebumps? Let's go! Tony Todd, our Candyman, our voice of dread, our philosophical mortician, passed away last November at 69. But in Final Destination, Bloodlines, he comes back, one last time. And not just as a spooky cameo or recycled footage, no. This is Tony Todd, at the end of his own road, giving us a goodbye that was never scripted, because it came straight from his heart. In his final scene, Bludworth says he's sick and that he's choosing to retire, to live what's left of his life in peace. He says, life is precious, urging the characters and us to live every moment like it's our last. And here's the kicker, those weren't lines from the script. That was Tony Todd himself, off script, speaking to all of us his fans. The directors, Zach Lipovsky and Adam Stein, knew Todd was ill while shooting. They knew this would be his last ride. So, they asked him to put the script down and speak from the soul. What followed? Movie magic. No CGI. No reshoots. Just a man facing death in real life, using film to leave us with wisdom, peace, and goodbye. Stein said it best. We asked Tony to just speak from the heart about what life means, what death means, and what he wanted fans to take away. What we got? The most real moment in the entire Final Destination franchise. Now let's talk about the biggest mystery of the Final Destination series. Who the hell is Bludworth? Really? For over 2 decades, fans have speculated, is he the Grim Reaper? A ghost? Death itself? In Bloodlines, we finally get answers. Bludworth isn't death. He's someone who cheated death. As a kid, he was saved by Iris, a woman who was meant to die in a tower collapse. She died instead of him. Ever since, death's been stalking him, just like it stalks everyone who escapes its grip. But as long as Iris stayed alive, he was safe. She was the buffer between him and the Reaper. And get this, Bludworth spent all these years studying death, testing it, understanding it because he had to. His cryptic advice in the earlier films? That wasn't spooky filler. That was research. He was using those teens as test cases. Why? Because the same rules applied to him. What makes this scene so unforgettable isn't just the lore or the plot twist. It's the humanity. Tony Todd was physically weak during filming, but he insisted on being there. He told the directors, do not write me out. That's dedication. That's love for the fans. That's legacy. He even got to meet the actors playing his younger self and his character's mother, and he lit up on set. I get to meet my mama, he said with a grin. Imagine that. A horror icon facing his own mortality, still finding joy in every moment on set. That's the kind of soul Tony Todd had. And when you hear Bludworth's final words, life is precious, enjoy every moment, because you never know when you're going to die, you don't just hear a character talking, you hear Tony talking. One last message, one last heartbeat. So, is this the end of Final Destination? Not quite. Bloodlines closes the chapter for Stefani and her family. They all die, brutally, but there's a glimmer of hope. Bludworth reveals that Kimberly Corman, yes, AJ Cook from Final Destination 2, actually survived. She beat death, and that little reveal might just set her up to be the next guide, maybe even the new Bludworth. If there's a Final Destination 7, expect a new cast, new chaos, and maybe, just maybe, Kimberly stepping into the shoes Tony Todd so hauntingly filled. Tony Todd gave us decades of nightmares, and then gave us one of the most touching goodbyes in horror history. Final Destination, Bloodlines isn't just a movie. It's a love letter, a farewell hug, a whisper from the beyond. Tony, we'll miss your voice, your presence, your power, but you gave us your heart, and for that, we'll never forget you. And to everyone watching, tell someone you love them today. Live loud, laugh hard, because, just like Bludworth said, you never know. Love you, gang.